Common Grounds is a cooperative venture of the local people of Aliquippa, starting with the local churches working together and inviting residents to work together to provide a space where they can be themselves and express themselves and be heard and be known and accepted and appreciated. So that's one of the other challenges I have. We've employed some people who are straight out of rehab or from jail or from halfway houses, and that's part of what we're about, and they come alive working at the cafe. We have an expectation that we have a lively relationship with the customer, and sometimes that means that the customer starts shouting at us, but my volunteers are so patient with people because they know that this place is about them becoming whole, not about them getting what they want cheap and quick.
Not afraid to close my eyes and not walk by side.
For the last 2 years, we've had a group of black pastors and white pastors meeting together at the cafe every Saturday morning to pray. And those pastors have an expectation that God will use Aliquippa as an example to other cities around the area, because they sense the movement of God in their relationships to each other. That's extraordinary. The other thing is the art classes came out of that, the work that's happening in the park this summer, the drum circle that happens on Saturdays. These are all really exciting because it's bringing together the lonely and the outcast, and the young and the old and the black and the white, and all together, and they're making music together and they're making art together.
My name is Lindsay and I love
Don't you know that love conquers?
This is the big challenge for the city, that Aliquippa has lost its hope and therefore its imagination has dried up. And we need to be creative and invite people into a creative way of being in order for them to be able to receive a future.
Sing out loud and make a joyful sound in your name.
We need people who are prepared to do discipleship and to volunteer alongside people that they would never have come in contact with before. We need finances to make it happen. The different ministries that we do stretch us outside our ability to deal with things financially, and that's important because if we stop being financially dependent on local churches, then local churches think it's okay for them to pull back and withdraw to their own buildings. The only way that this area is going to come alive is if churches step out in mission and be themselves, and they can only be themselves if they're doing mission. So our job is twofold. It's to reach the community, but it's also to draw the churches out. If local businesses and local people don't step up, then it's just an imposed facade, and that facade will never create community. The creation of community happens as people buy in. So we need leaders who are willing to facilitate but not take over. The kingdom of God is right at our doorsteps. It's made up of the relationships that we build with people who are broken and who are hurting, and as we connect with them, it transforms our life. There is need here, but the most intense need, the most important need for us to meet is the need to connect and to relate. We need you to be friends with the people who live here, because not only will they come alive through their friendship with you, but so will you.